forum? Did you have, anybody want to discuss anything on open forum?
You mean it's not related to this issue? Or just related to this? Okay. Yeah. I have looked over the EMS budgets considerably, and I have to give my honest opinion that $50,000 per year based upon covering 3 days is about the maximum that this program can afford, and honestly I don't know if, I think we still go in the hole with that. But I think that's fair. I mean, the current call volumes and the revenue that's coming in, and then we got the subsidies from the city, county, and hospital district, don't quite cover it. It keeps going in the hole, and I think even eventually, at some point, it may be next year sometime, that the hospital will probably be subsidizing this thing even more than $2,000 a month. And if we're paying more than that for this position, you have to remember, you're talking about $50,000 a year plus $387 a month for the health insurance benefits. The way the current structure is going through, it's costing an extra $300 per week. It's the only way to look at it. Truthfully, as looking over the numbers, I just don't see how we can sustain it at the higher level period, and I think it's going to be awful tough to sustain it at what I think the intended level is. So, my views on it.
And we don't have a budget per se for that.
No, and there was
Actually,
right now.
I spent last $36, literally, have not been fed since yesterday morning, and yes, now we have a budget.
Okay,
I
okay.
just finished it, Andy hadn't had a chance to look at it.
Okay. Well, I know we had in the past, but then we're all on the budget, I'm on your budget so much, so that's why we always ask it.
Copy.
And in all fairness, there were a lot of expenses over the last 6 months, say, that were probably overstated because of things that Jennifer had to do to bring the program in compliance. These were kind of like finding things that were out of date that had to be replaced on the truck, things that she's gotten under control that shouldn't be a problem in the future. But like I said, the call volumes we're seeing right now, which I know this is the slowest time of year anyway, but it's just not producing the revenue to make it even close to a break-even proposition at this point. I'm assuming that historical information runs true, and this winter is busier. There's more call volume, but you had 1 month there was 16 calls out the whole month. That's just hard to make it.
It's one of those that you can't, it's
Yeah,
always there, but you can't.
And it's hard for, and it's going to be hard for her or me, either one, to estimate revenues coming in. I mean, the only set thing we've got that we know for sure is those $2,000 a month subsidies coming from the city, county, and hospitals. I mean, that's the only thing that's guaranteed in that whole deal.
We also will get RAC funding, about $14,000 in the first quarter.
What is that?
The regional council. For whatever reason in the past, our EMS service has never been RAC compliant, and it is a matter of attending 4 meetings a year, quarterly in Abilene. And basically we abide by the RAC protocols when it comes to deferring if we have a critical patient that needs to be flown or needs to go directly to Abilene and bypass our facility here. There's protocol for stroke, there's protocol for STEMI, which is not a part of heart attack. And all we have to do is go to the meetings, follow their protocols, and you get somewhere between $14,000 and $15,000 a year per month. I mean, you don't have to do anything else.
Is that a one-time deal or is that
That's
every year?
every year. And every other year, there's $5,000 worth of additional units if you need more backup trucks. So there's a lot of grants also that the RAC does that we can be a part of, just for equipment and supplies, that backboards, pole oximeters, those kinds of things, they do that every year. So there's a lot of, a lot of good comes out of being part of the RAC. Our hospital has been RAC compliant
Well, yeah.
always for as long as I've,
Is there a cost to be done that, or just?
$100 a year will do. And they take it out of your, $14,000, $15,000 that you get at the beginning of the year.
Yes. We're still not performing.
Are we still up for one? Can I say something?
Sure.
And I mean, David always had a budget. Didn't y'all approve that and stuff? I've been to some of the meetings when he did budget.
Well,
I mean, you know what I'm saying, we did not never
I
not.
have it right now, this budget.
Yeah, the
And
proposed
the other
budget
thing
and
that,
stuff. Yeah.
what we're due on.
Right, but I
that's
just
what
wanted
you
to,
want.
that we did have a budget.
Yes, and he did have
Yes.
one, but it went from October of '09 to
Right.
July of '10.
Yeah.
which
Well, that's
is-
what it is. At one time, we did have a budget. I'm not tooting
Well,
his
I think
horn or
it's
nothing, but
just
we had a
This
budget
is just 2012.
that the board had to approve.
I was
Yeah.
just going to change the date.
Okay.
I mean, I want to mention, I just like.
Yeah, we did have a budget. I just
Okay,
wanted to
but-
make sure y'all knew that.
The budget that I have done is based on the last 12 months of numbers, financials, everything we have done. And this budget that I did has not changed payroll. It's not changed. It's the way we've been doing it. And we show a loss of about $2,200
For the year.
for the year.
Anything else on?
That budget would have to be approved through the hospital.
And we probably put that on the next. Anything else, just general on, anything? Okay. The next is the EMS director employment agreement. Do you want to come up with executive sessions, or everything out there? Okay. Okay. All right.
My goal out of this and this, I think we have two issues that I would like to get resolved. One is exactly what the employment agreement is going forward, and how do we treat the history that's happened there. And I think that's all we've got to work out. What is, as far as I'm concerned, what's history is history. All I want to know is what we do going forward from this day forward. Say October 1st on now.
Bonnie and Sally and Jan and Billy and myself are on the ambulance board. And I suggest, I'm the one that suggested last meeting that they be at this meeting. And I'm pretty disappointed that we don't have any minutes to say what we've done and what we don't. So that's that. I think, it's my understanding, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but Jennifer was offered a salary of $50,000 a year, with her putting in 36 hours administrative and 36 hours on call. And Jennifer, pretty sure had agreed to that, and also to do the scheduling. And we, as a board, redone that little room over there, which is the office and a place for someone to stay, because of getting some out-of-town people in here that were qualified to have a place to stay on their shift. And as far as I know, all of that was the agreement, even though we do not have anything in writing that says that. I think that Jennifer agreed to things that needed to be worked
Oh,
on.
yeah.
But here's what I think, my opinion is that we should go forward with this 50,000. Jennifer should work 36 hours administrative, be on call 36 hours. She should do the scheduling, and I think Jennifer had agreed to do the billing.
And that's part of where this, what I have in the budget here is that, you know, we're gonna cut $6,000, $6,000 to $7,000 a year paid the company in Dallas to do it. I can do it for, you know, my salary.
But
And I can
don't
get
think,
better returns.
I don't think we're to the point, that point yet, that because of this mechanic.
Yeah, I talked to the IHM people about that today, and they think that we could probably allow her into the system sometime in the next few weeks to start going through there. They were about to straighten out from the 9 to 10. We could go ahead and add that in and not risk losing a bunch of
Even though we
revenue.
have nothing to say, I think that was the agreement.
Well, actually, if I can make the agreement, the original agreement is that she had 32 to 36 hours of administrative work, and she would be on that call schedule 3 days a week. Now, if she did her administrative work during those hours, then she could have 36 hours of administration and 36 hours of call. But if she did not do her administrative work during those 3 days, then that did not relieve her from being on call for 3 days a week. But if she was going to do it, where she'd have more time off, she'd do her administrative jobs during those 3 days that she was on the call schedule.
You mean the 2 36 hours would run at the same time?
Well, she'd be on the call schedule 3 days a week. And if she wanted, yes, and that's 24 hours, that's not a 12 hours, 2 12-hour shifts. That's 3 days.
Well, I guess that falls down to 36 and 36 and 72, that's 3
Well-
days. You know, but I see kind of what you're saying. My idea was she was to work in the office at least 36 hours
Yes.
a week
That was-
and be on call for 36 hours.
Well, if she worked 36 hours, put her administrative time in with those 3 days, then technically she would have 36 hours of work and 36 hours of call. But if she didn't do the administrative work during those 3 days, then she would have to make up that administrative work somewhere else.
So while she's on the 3 days of administration, she's supposed to be on call while she's doing her administration?
Yes, she was
That would count
available
part of that.
for a call during those times.
I think part of our problem is we just don't understand the 12 hours and on call time.
See, and I understood that they would run concurrently. Had they not run concurrently, we never at any point would have had the need to have extra paramedics here. Tammy and I would have been covering the schedule by ourselves the whole time. And when I started making schedules, I made March's schedule. Jen helped me make March's schedule, and the girls did as well. And, you know, we kept Gary and we kept Scott on that schedule, which kept me at 36 hours in the office and 36 hours on call running concurrently. Had we not ever, I mean, had I had 36 hours administrative and 72 hours on call, Scott and Gary never would have been here, because that only leaves 12 hours.
But
And
Scott
neither-
and Gary were only temporary until we could find someone. They were never intended to be permanent employees, and neither one of them indicated when they agreed to come work for us that they would wanted those positions indefinitely. They just said they would do it to help us out.
So your plan all the time is just to have the 2 paramedics?
Well, actually, ideally, you would have 3 paramedics. So each, you'd have 2 that would be on call 3 days a week, and then you'd have 1 extra to pick up the slack.
That was my impression that Jennifer would take care of the administrative, and she would be filling 3 24-hour periods during the week. And that would leave 4 more 24-hour periods to be done, and that, with 2 other paramedics around, and that could take 2 days each. Two shifts, so Jennifer would cover full shifts a week. That would leave 4 full shifts to be done each week. That was my impression. Plus, you know, and they would do the administrative work during her time on call for those 3 days. And pick whichever 3 days you want. That was my impression.
Now, are you,
What you did,
Jennifer, are you
Monday
saying,
through Wednesday or
you're
whatever.
talking about currently, are you saying that you do 36 hours administrative in office, and then you've also done your 36 hours of being on call?
On-call while I was in the office.
So, in other words, you would actually just have to work 36 hours a week?
3 or 4 shifts a week.
That was what was required. There were a few weeks that I only worked 36 hours. Because our part-time paramedics didn't work every week.
And that's where, following that definition, I mean, it costs our EMS an extra $300 a week to staff paramedics per week. You're looking at $1,200 a month.
And that's what you were taking up.
And that's where the discrepancy comes in there. So, where we were looking at what we should be paying on payroll versus what was showing up, we're $300 a week high. Or what we looked at.
The $50,000 base salary covered 3 full shifts per week.
Yeah, 3 days.
That's 3 days. 36 hours. 36 hours.
No, 3 days.
72
hours.
72 hours.
That's 3 full days.
That's where the discrepancy is. 24 hours.
We're
defining it as
See, that's what my impression was, that for this base salary, it would take care of all of the administrative work, the scheduling and all that stuff, and the ambulance would be covered by the director as a paramedic for 3 days a week. And then that would leave 3 days, or 4 days a week, then to bring in other paramedics to cover those 4 days. That was my impression of
You're
what
talking
we
about those 3
discussed.
days being 24-hour days.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's the way we pay it. It's $300 for a 24-hour shift for a paramedic. That's the way the pay structure was set up. This base salary was gonna take care of 3 of those a week.
Well, it wouldn't have to be.
It would have a paramedic on that truck, 3 24-hour periods a week. And it would also cover any administrative duties like scheduling, that sort of thing, that had to be done. It could be done in that period of time. That was my impression of what our agreements were. That was, and I may be remembering it completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's an accurate description of what my impression was that we agreed to.
You're saying 3 full days, you're talking about 72 hours? Or
72 hours. 3 full
For
24-hour
the 50,000?
periods.
For the 50,000?
Yeah.
And if I had ever understood it to be 72 hours, I would have questioned that. That is a lot of on-call hours.
Sure.
I mean,
I have a problem with that.
you have a problem with 72 hours being a lot of hours?
In this situation, yes, on call, yes. If you were up there working 72 hours, I would agree with you 100%. But 36 hours and 36 hours on call are not working. They're not, Jennifer. I am sitting here in this hospital with radiologists that have a 40-hour week job, 2 of them. They're covering 7 days, same as what you're talking about with you and your other paramedic. They are covering 7 days, covering 40-hour on-site in the hospital job and covering the on-call.
I have to say that being a paramedic and being a radiology tech is like comparing apples and oranges.
Sure is, because there's a lot more callbacks on radiologists.
Andy, they take x-rays. We hold people's lives in our hands.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, that when we're talking about 72 hours, that doesn't have to schedule, you can do your 36 hours administrative, but your 12 hours of paramedic, you can be any of the other 4 days. Is that not
The
right?
only issue with that is because Tammy lives in Stanford, she won't drive over here for just 12 hours. Gary, Scott, Tony, Tammy, none of them will drive over here for 12 hours.
But what I'm saying, it wouldn't have to be where you were working 72 hours in a row.
No, it
Because
doesn't
you're doing-
have to be in a row.
If you could work your 3 hours or 12 hours administrative, and then you can do that Monday through Wednesday, but you may choose not to be on call till Friday and Saturday. Is that correct?
No, but if I were on call Friday and Saturday, that's just 48 hours. And I still have to get another 24 in there.
My understanding is this was set up to where you basically work 3 days a week and you were off over. Whether you work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and are off Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Well, it was 3 days on, 4 off. And like I say, the other 4 days will be covered by Tammy or whoever else that didn't matter.
Is there any place to meet in the middle of this?
I don't know what to suggest, because I don't know, I just had a completely different understanding than what apparently it was intended to be. So I don't really know where to go with it.
Well, Andy and I did some figuring earlier. It's kind of like what he was saying, the budget on the ambulance, we only have X amount of dollars, and I know that, you can't. We keep trying, we'll continue as best we can. If you figure the 1,200 or 1,600 a month, you do, or whatever, you got your base salary 50,000, and then your on-call is 19,200, $69,000. And the thing of it is a money situation. We don't have it, and that's going to hurt us in the long run. So that's what we're trying to figure out, is how can we come up with some other times where, these have to be paid. I understand these people on, maybe it's a deal where, like Andy was saying, if you're on call with a radiology, I know it's not the same, a whole different stress level, the whole deal. But if you're if we can compromise kind of like in a call situation where you're on call during your 36 hours or your 3 days, if you're called out, we pay you X amount of dollars. We just got to do something to where we can't afford the $69,000. And that's what we're paying. We've got to find some other way, because you're already getting, you're not getting the pay of a regular paramedic because you already got a base salary. We can't afford the $69,000 is what we're getting at. So we've got to come up with a compromise to say, how can we come up, hourly wage, bi-monthly, something to where we can cut that expense if possible.
But she's not by an hour, she's on her salary.
I'm saying, I know that we're paying the extra.
Which is something that we
You're
talk
talking
about
about
every month.
come up with that extra money through some savings on the other people.
Yeah. We're only paying Tammy, we're not paying her, she gets the 3 days and that's $700 a day, is that right?
It's $100 for each 12-hour shift, so she's working.
200.
So she gets, her gross is $700 a week.
$700 a week. Yeah. We've got to pay it, but I guess we feel like we're paying you twice for being on call. That's part of your job on those 3 days. And then we have to pay you again to where when you might not be called out on those 3 days? I mean, is there any way to say, if you're, maybe if you're called out and it doesn't count against you on the next day, I don't know what to do here. But this whole thing is really is we cannot afford, we don't feel, if you're looking at the budget, I mean, from what we're gathering, 60 to $70,000 is a lot of money. I know we can't get paramedics at the other column. We don't have a lot of people to choose from out of town to come see us. I understand that, and they're not willing to come for 1 day, 2 days, If I'm gonna drive over here and spend a Saturday down, $200 would be a lot nicer than, 50 or whatever. So I guess that's kind of it. Just trying to figure out what money. It comes down to that.
Well, at the start, were these other people not working the same, those hours that you're talking about, that they don't want to work now?
Well, they want to work, they just, if Tammy
But
had gone to cover.
at the very start, when you started working, you were working the 36 and 36, right?
Some weeks. Some weeks that I was only on call and in the office for 36 hours. Not very often. Most of the time I picked up extra shifts. And Scott,
They weren't available.
because what they were doing before I started, Scott worked 2 12-hour shifts a month, because that's all he wanted to work. He didn't want to work more than that, and he didn't want to work more than 12 hours at a time. Gary came in for 36 hours, 36 consecutive hours. He would come in Friday at 7 p.m. and stay Friday night and Saturday. And he did that 2 weekends a month. When Scott and Gary were not here, I covered everything else.
You see, when did the hospital take the ambulance over?
We dissolved the board on June 4th. So June 1st,
And when
technically.
did your employment start?
My first official day was February 13th.
Between February and June, when the board was dissolved, there was no problems that I remember about this scheduling.
We discussed this at the March board meeting. I brought this up and everybody was there for that one. Everybody that was on the board was there. And we discussed it because I wanted to make sure that I was doing it right.
We discussed exactly what.
We discussed my hours and my salary. Because when I first started, between February 13th and that March board meeting, I was in the office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, whether there was another paramedic here or not. I was doing the 40 hours in the office, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And, whether I was on call or not, but I was on call for 36 hours. Sometimes while I was in the office, sometimes not. The statement that Dan made was, work when you're on call. Work in the office when you're on call. At that meeting. So, at that point, I changed my work in the office schedule to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. when I worked in the office.
So it's your understanding that 36 hours a week,
36 hours a week in the office, 36 hours a week on call, and anything beyond 36 hours on call, I got paid call pay the same way all the other paramedics did.
but for 36 hours, which being on call and being in office can be at the same time. And for that 36 hours, you would be paid $4,100, whatever it is, plus $387 each.
No. Oh.
That's your base salary.
That's
You
your
raise it up to
salary.
50,000.
Yeah, okay. Base salary, yes.
Plus we pay your insurance.
And then if you work any more than that 36, then you're paid.
Call pay. This is the way I understood it in the 2 interviews I came to as well. That's part of the reason I took this job.
Well, can I ask a question? Just just out of curiosity? Are you charging call time as extra while you're doing your administrative work?
I don't understand exactly what you're saying.
Well, if you're on schedule 3 days a week, and you're doing your administrative work during the time that you're on the call schedule, are you charging extra work to make
No,
ambulance
that
call
was-
while you're
that-
doing your
that was-
administrative work?
That was what I understood, was what I was supposed to do, and that's what my base salary was for, was to be in the office and on call 36 hours a week.
Okay, so you're,
So anything extra was call time away from the office. Call time,
So if you're working Monday, Wednesday,
From
and
home.
Friday, inside, in the office, you get a call, that's not, it's nothing extra. But on
paramedics
Tuesday
get-
and Thursday, say you get a call because you're on call, then you get paid extra on Tuesdays. If you got called out and you were listed on the call schedule.
I got call pay, yes, like the $100 for 12-hour shift.
Is this how it was and we should compare to past previous work, but is this how it was set up where you came from, or do you know?
I know, I've been doing this for 13 years, and I've never encountered this situation. This is why I'm saying 72 hours is a lot of call time. EMS typically works 24 on, 48 off, which gives you 48 hours a week, and then every, I think, 3 months, there's a shift in there where you end up working 3 days, 72 hours in 1 week, but it's not very frequently. But that's a typical EMS call schedule. That's what fire departments run, that's what, private EMS services run, that's what we did in Sonora. And, anywhere else I've ever worked, the EMS director doesn't staff the truck. They do the administrative part of, the job. And if somebody calls in sick or, isn't available for whatever reason, then they jump on the truck. And, that's how it is in
Do they get
Comanche.
extra special, do they get paid extra?
If they go on the truck, yes.
But when you took this job, you knew that we expected you to be on the truck, right?
But I understood 36 hours a week was what was required to be on call. I got told the EMS board this in April, I hired Anna Farr, who's a paramedic that lives in Abilene, as a PRN part-time person. I worked with her at Metro Care, she's been a paramedic for 30 years, she's been a flight medic, and I hired her to help fill in times that Scott and Gary weren't going to be here or whatever, and, nobody ever said, where are you going to put these people? Does that make sense? Nobody ever said, well, you and Tammy should be covering these hours in the week.
Well, I don't know that anybody said how many hours Tammy's supposed to be covering.
Tammy was working 84.
But who,
That's what she was doing before I started. And when I started, she
What
said,
I'm going back to, is you just said that someone said that Tammy was supposed to be covering. Who has said that?
no, I'm saying nobody ever said, you and Tammy should be covering this shift. Why are we using part-time help?
Who has said now? What?
Well, Andy called me into his office after the August board meeting and said, you're not fulfilling your commitments. And I was shocked because I was doing my 36 hours in the office and 36 hours on call, at least 36 hours on call. And that's when he explained to me that that's not what he understood it to be.
But did he tell you that you should let the other EMTs go?
Well, just that Tammy and I should be able to cover the schedule, just Tammy and I.
there's no need in getting hearsay or hearsay or anything else. What we gotta do is, what the gentleman said, acknowledge the EMS appointment. Yeah, I guess.
Anything we can do about,
Good luck.
there's not anything we can do about what's already happened.
No, nobody wants to do anything
We
about
don't want to
that.
make them retire.
No.
All we're trying to get to the point now is
Where do we go from
Where we go from here?
more of a job description of what do we expect out of you. You're gonna be on the 36 hours for 3 days. You know, again, you're saying you're working 7 to 7, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, on the call days, have you been working like Tuesdays to Thursdays, and then Tammy works Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
What it was when we weren't using part-timers before all this started.
Are
Tammy
you part-time today?
No, we don't have any work with them. Tammy worked the 24 on Sunday. I worked Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tammy came back from 7 p.m. on Monday and stayed through 7 a.m. on Wednesday. I covered the 24 on Wednesday. Tammy was back for 24 on Thursday. And I covered 24 on Friday and Saturday. That was the way it was when we were not using any part-timers. When we would use Scott, he would work on Wednesday during the day. And I would just be in the office while he's there. And Gary would come in Friday night and stay through Saturday. And Tony was just extra to fill in if, Tammy's taking a vacation and, just to fill in extra stuff.
And we know we have to pay 7 to 12 hours on call for 3 days, to somebody. You've been working there, and helping out on that. And I hate to put, but that's the whole thing. We have to pay somebody, but I guess it's kind of, like if you're on call, we're paying, okay, this might, you might not get called out.
I got there. What if we went to a situation where you were paid strictly on call, just like Tammy, for every shift you pick up, and I call a shift 12, I'm sorry, but you get $100 for 12 hours. What would you think would be a fair wage for administrative duties? It's totally separate from your own call. If you're working a shift on call, it's $100 just like every other paramedic we'd hire. What would you think would be a fair wage to cover keep doing the billing, keeping the administrative, the protocols current, all the administrative work?
36 hours.
I don't care if it's 10 hours if she gets it done. What would be? You got your call pay just like every other paramedic in the world, and then what would you think would be an extra wage to handle the administrative duties of this position?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know, because the places I've worked before and the EMS directors I've worked for, I know what their salaries have been. And it's not, where I came from in Sonora, the EMS director there makes $76,000 a year for being an EMS director. And I realize that that's a lot.
Different from us.
Yeah, different from here. The EMS director in Big Lake makes $70,000. The EMS director in Ballinger makes $75,000. and they don't take calls, so I don't, I don't know. For 36, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what a fair number would be. I mean, there's a lot that goes
That's what
into.
Mr. Brown here. It was 25,000 a year. For those duties, plus he was paid whatever the shift pay was for the shifts that week.
I realized that was the case, but I also realized that our EMS service was in very bad shape.
There's no, we can't afford 70,000 a year.
Well, I'm not asking for, I'm just saying that I don't know what to say because that's all I have to reference.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I mean, because in my mind, I mean, I don't know.
We have to pay the shifts, I mean, that's a given. And yes, you can pick up the money, but I guess what we're trying to say is, can you give us a little, for the 50,000, a little extra?
We
Y'all have
didn't
any
get-
suggestions?
Need something in the middle.
I'm gonna be long, so I'm sorry.
Do you have any suggestions before you leave?
Maybe see if there's some way, instead of the $100 for a 12-hour shift, if you'd be willing to take a little bit less than that for a 12-hour shift. That might help.
That could cut it in half,
Yeah,
you know, the 19,000 we're asking, half of the 8,000.
that's what popped into my mind earlier. That's,
Because, I mean, you're already I guess it's because you're already being paid by this. Yes, stress and all that.
Yeah, I interject.
What?
Bit personal. So, Lawrence County, EMS directors, said 72,000, Lawrence County.
Vouchers?
Yeah,
Yes.
what size service is that?
It was a hospital-based service, and they average about the same call volume we do, but they are hospital-based. It's owned by Foundry Memorial Hospital.
See, that's,
It's owned and operated by.
I don't know how many trucks they have. All I can tell you is, that Lawrence County, Valley, a county of 10,500 population. Norwalk County has less than 1,500. You can't compare what
Well, there's more than
someone
one service.
5 times our
There's
population
more than one
pays
ambulance service in
for a
Rollins County.
service that we've got to keep community standards in mind here when we're talking. We don't pay anybody in this county what you pay in the county that's 5 times or 10 times our population. That's just facts. We don't have a revenue stream based to cover those things.
And that's why I'm saying 50,000 is a lot more than a lot of people. Important job, don't get me wrong, very important job. But I also know that 50,000 is a lot more than a lot of people make. Yes.
$50,000 in Stonewall County is pretty top end.
It's tough.
I mean, it is.
I mean, you know, and that's the other thing, is we don't have a big cost of living. I mean, is, you know, we're not having to pay $100,000 houses or $2,000, $3,000 rent. It's how we look at it. And so it's kind of like, again, for the 50,000 we're paying you a year, I guess we expect more than having to pay you shift work also. And that's what we're doing. Yes, we have to pay somebody else that. We're gonna have to pay somebody that money. So yeah, it's good for yours. All we're saying is 50,000 is a lot of money for us. Is there any way you could give us a break? I guess that's what we're doing, instead of us having to pay you these extra shifts. So we include another, I mean, you can't say on call is different from anybody else, yes. But in actuality, how many times have you been called out on your 3 days that you've worked in the office?
I mean, it was a lot busier.
During the day or at night? Let me rephrase that. Okay, during the day, you're already up there, but at night, how many times? Because to me, is my off time. If I'm not in that office, I feel like I'm gonna be here anyway, I don't mind going out on call. It's after hours, how many times after hours on those 3 days that you being called out? Like after 7 p.m. and before 7 a.m.
Specifically on the month. I mean, you know, in the winter months, you know, we may run 30, 35 calls a month. In June, I think was when we ran 16. So, I mean, it depends on, the majority of our calls are during the daytime, I would say the majority.
Usually what transfers from the nursing home to the hospital to Abilene.
Not always, we run quite a few 911 calls in the county, we run a lot of calls to the nursing home. I mean, some of them are transfers, absolutely, but.
Right. I'm more concerned about after 7 p.m. before 7 a.m. The 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift, and then your Friday at 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. Monday. I mean, I know you're sitting and waiting, you're bored, you don't have any, I mean, you know, you're trying to keep everything together, you can't leave town. But the thing of it is, you're on call, but it's almost like instead of us having to even pay you $100 a shift, if you don't have a call during 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., let's not have to pay you anything, because you're already getting $50,000 from us. I mean, on your day, extra days. That's what I'm trying to say, like, if you're on call on the weekend, you don't ever get called out, just, gee, thank you for your service. You're getting $50,000. You're almost getting, well, you're getting $4,500 if you count your insurance, because we're paying your insurance. $300 something, that's $300 more you don't have to come up with. So that's why we're saying $4,500 a month. If you get called out, then yeah, we'll pay you $100 or $50 or something like that. But if you don't get called out, you don't get that. If you got $50,000, is what we're asking. What do y'all think of that?
It's not like you were one of the ones coming in from Abilene, and they're not getting this $50,000. They get what they get for a shift, and that's all. But if you're not there, you're home watching TV and whatnot, you're getting $50,000 a year. If you have to go out, you're gonna get $100. I think that's what you're.
Right, and if you're on call in 24 hours and you don't get a call, you don't get nothing.
Because you're already getting
You're
paid
getting nothing.
$4,000 better a month. I mean,
Because, I mean, and it's like, again, because we're saying, yes, you need to make more money, you know, I understand, you know, you're the main breadwinner right now, or whatever, there's other things coming up, but the thing of it is, for our community, probably $350,000 is all we can afford to pay. Now, we're gonna pay, I mean, yes, now if you say, no, I'm not gonna take those 3 days on call, yeah, we're gonna have to pay $1,900 to somebody, $19,000 somewhere else down the road to somebody else. Again, goes back to $50,000 for a base pay for Stonewall County, a lot of money.
I don't think
I mean, I
don't
can't-
think we can afford that for 3 shifts. It's, sorry. I just don't think we can afford, I mean, 36 hours and that being on the call, I just don't think we can afford.
But we've got to cut, I mean, the thing is, we've got to pay somebody for those 3 shifts.
Well, I understand
And
that.
all we're saying is,
But this,
We
what I'm
need
saying,
to
that
work
makes the
with-
administrative cost of this position something we can't, really do.
but if we don't pay her in administration, we got to get somebody else to do it. You know, probably not for that.
Well, I don't,
much money.
I will never knock the quality of work she's done. She's done a fabulous job of getting this program back in
And I think,
order and
I
getting the
truthfully
protocols
think
back.
50,000 is a reasonable price for this position.
I just feel like that is an agreement that we make, that's what I think. doesn't go anywhere on those 36 hours, well, she doesn't go anywhere.
But that's still only it can't just be 36 hours, that's what y'all are trying to say. You can't say, I can't just do 36 hours in the office and 36 hours on call.
Yes, you can.
That,
Why can't you?
because that's not enough.
What do you mean that's not enough?
We're gonna have to have another, if I only cover 36 hours on call a week, who's gonna cover the other 48?
Well, my understanding to start with was these other people that you were getting from elsewhere.
That was my understanding as well, but I think.
You were gonna do 36 hours administration. Do you do that Monday, Wednesday, and, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? When you choose, which I don't think you would, you choose to be on call Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that was your prerogative, because you were the one that was making the schedule. And for the other times, you were gonna get paramedics from elsewhere, from Jayden, Hamlin, and wherever Tammy's from, I don't know wherever Tammy's from, to cover those other shifts. That, that was my understanding of it.
That was my understanding as well, and that's what we've been doing.
Well, you've been running the
But you've been
administrative and
coming
on
back.
call concurrently, though.
Yeah, and Marvin's saying I could do that, or I could
No,
do
I'm
3
saying,
on.
I'm saying that you would have 36 hours administrative.
Mhm.
So if you work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and if you chose the other 12 hours of that day, you could be on call.
Mhm.
That's 72 hours a week. And you could, technically, you could have 4 days a week off. Doing it that way. To where you weren't on call and you didn't have an administrative staff. That was my understanding there. And you would do that for $50,000 a year. And then we're furnishing insurance, and what that comes to is about $4,500 a month.
Anywhere close to that, that just,
Do what?
I mean, I don't bring it home.
Before taxes and stuff.
Yeah.
We can't control taxes.
I know, I mean, 45 sounds like a whole lot of money, but, what I bring home is $1,200 every other week.
I understand that, Jennifer, but $4,500 a month is about what your salary is. That's your salary. Whatever Uncle Sam gets and all that, we have no control over. I mean, anybody that works anywhere has a salary,
$1,200 a month?
has a salary that they work.
$1,250 is what I bring home.
Do what?
Ours is about 26.
I'm figuring on about.
Yeah. So 2,500.
That's what I net.
Right.
Yeah.
You divide that by 2. Okay, what you, I'm a visual person, so these 36 hours are really drawing me for a loop.
Well, actually.
You don't work